Hello. How's everybody doing today? My name is Melissa Mays. I am from Flint, Michigan, and I run What Are You Fighting For? Since it's after lunch and we've had, a few moments to kind of take a little bit of a nap, I'm going to get everybody a hard question and pop quiz. So if you can do this for me, raise your hand if this morning you took a shower. Nice. Did you brush your teeth? Did you wash your face? I see some hands go down. Okay, so the people with the hands up were cool. Everybody else, just take a break. So also think back to the past week, to the past month. How many times have you used your tap to fill an ice tray, to boil pasta? How often have you used it to wash vegetables, make coffee, or give water to your kids or pets? Just think back, the past 2.5 years, how many times did you walk up to that tap and use it? Now imagine if all of that was taken away, if every single bit of it was unavailable anymore. Think back to all the times you said, hey kid, I don't want you to drink pop, I want you to drink water because it's better for you. How many times did you use that without questioning, without thought or worry? We don't have that luxury in Flint anymore. Obviously, for the past 2.5 years, our water has been poisoned. Didn't think about tap water. I paid my bill, water came out. That's pretty much it, right? Didn't know how deadly it could be. Until January of 2015, we got this notice in the mail. Little blank, just a piece of paper, tri-fold, no big deal, that said, oh, by the way, for the past 9 months, your water has had a cancer-causing byproduct in it. We didn't tell you because we didn't have to. It's all right, but you'll be fine. Just ask your doctor if it's safe to drink the water, because I know everybody's doctors are water experts, right? Because mine was not. Mine said, what? I don't know what this is. So as I'm standing there holding this piece of paper, this simple white piece of paper with some black writing, everything dropped out. I started thinking of the rashes and the hair loss and the physical problems that my family had been suffering through. I started thinking about how many times they went on TV and said, it's safe. Just drink up, it's safe. This letter says it's safe. And then you realize that the government you had paid to protect you and do their job had lied for 9 months. So there was all sorts of amazing emotions, anger, rage, fear. So I thought to myself, okay, we gotta do something. What can I do? I'm a music promoter, I'm a band manager. What do I know about water chemistry? Well, you learn. As that ground dropped out beneath me, I changed as a person. And we can all do this. It doesn't matter what background you're from, you just hit Google. That's what we did. We hit Google and we said, all right, if this piece of paper can push all this rage and anger and emotions, what about some artistic things? Luckily, my husband is an amazing artist. I'm a nerd, he's an artist. And so we started protesting. This was the first signs we made, and it got some attention. I don't know if you've seen on the news that Flint Water Skull sign has been in several different things. We wanted to make it as brutal as reality was. So we started protesting, very cold, very miserable, but we did it. And that's when our group, What Are You Fighting For, who my husband came up with that name, was founded. So the history of, it's clever, right? And not me. I'm not taking credit for that. I'm not clever. So the Flint water crisis, just for people who aren't aware, because there's still people that are not aware because we live in a media bubble, started in 2011 when this man, a gem of a human being, decided to put in the Public Act 436. And it's a beefed up emergency manager law where it says, you know what? Y'all can't pay your bills. You know, industry bailed on you, GM bailed on us. We have not much left in Flint. So I'm gonna appoint one person, an unelected dictator, to tell you what your city's going to do. So we lost all democracy starting in the fall of 2011. So our elected officials who we'd go to complain to could do nothing. So he decided to do this, and then the state decided, you know what? I'm gonna take you off this clean water source and put you on the Flint River. Does that look tasty? No. Where basically industry had dumped in for 100 years and nobody had to clean it up because, hey, you know what? GM went bankrupt, so you don't have to worry about cleaning up your mess. So we yelled, screamed, and ended up with this, silence. Because our mayor, our city council, who we had elected to stand up for us, could do nothing because the emergency manager and the governor and the treasurer said, nah, you're poor, you're minorities, we don't worry about you. So we started hitting the streets. We tried to make it as bold as possible. We had die-ins to talk, and this was a very, very gruesome die-in we were quite proud of, to talk about the amount of miscarriages, how many women cannot have children anymore because their bodies are poisoned. We had the kids make their own signs. Those are my sons back there in the back, and them doing their artwork. That's me, yelling like I normally do. But we wanted to make as bright as possible. We had the Detroit Light Brigade came up for an amazing protest in January. Whatever we could do to make it as artistic as possible. We went door to door because the city and state never mailed anything out besides that first notice that said, hey, don't drink your water, and for the love of God, don't boil it. Definitely didn't send anything out in Spanish or Arabic or anything, which is horrifying. And if you're a renter, you got nothing. So we did all of the protests and marches that we could. That's my favorite Snyder sign, by the way. That we could. And this is my good friend Bruce, who has an amazing head. He also has a Trump head and has made a tour with that. It says, I poisoned 100,000 people. That's what I call relentless positive action. So also not your lab rats. That's my friend Naira. And they're just amazing just pieces of imagery. This is us. We climbed up on the statue and put one of our shirts up on one of the founders of Flint. So we encouraged people. That's my toe in the water. That's my bath water. We encouraged people to post everything. This is a little boy with rashes covered head to toe, probably had Legionnaires, but nobody tested him for it. He's just lucky he didn't die. Because again, it's not just lead in our water. So we tried to get as many graphic images. This lady, Gladys, lost all this hair. We've lost hair, rashes, tons of health problems, bone pain, seizures. And she took this photo of the hydrant that was flushing next to her house. He called the cops on her. So, getting the point across. This was our former mayor. He knew the water was poisoned, sat on TV and drank it. This is my husband's amazing artwork. He put the lead in liter, and that's a picture of him swishing the button. So yeah, so we passed hundreds of these out. So we did everything we could, passed out t-shirts. That's showing an image. Brittany Greason took that of us, how we have to wash our chicken to make food, wash our babies in bottled water. Things aren't better. So we made coalitions. Coalition for Clean Water. We filed injunctions. We hit the streets. We took care of each other. Tony Palladino feeding the troops as we're protesting. We joined with Detroit. We did a 70-mile march from Detroit to Flint because we have water price. I mean, the water wars have started in Michigan with shutoffs and privatization and now poison. And so we did. We marched. We joined up. That's Bob Bocock and Scott Smith. We've been testing our own water because we can't trust our elected officials or our actual government because they lied on the tests. So we have Flint Rising right now where we have to go door to door. So we've got E. coli in our water we've had to deal with. 12 people have died from Legionnaires, from inhaling and showering in this water. Now we have an outbreak of Shigella. 84 cases, one leading in an almost deadly source of dysentery. We have chloroform in our showers. We do still shower, even though our government says, hey, dirty people, you're the ones that are passing on your Shigella, so maybe you should take a shower. That's why my hair has fallen out and has turned blonde, because we do take showers. That's how we get these different diseases. Because we're not drinking the water or cooking with it, but we sure are showering in it. So we have to fight against that. I'm going to start a whole new series called Blaming the Victim, the things our government says about Flint, and they're all lies. So then, of course, we have carcinogenic disinfection byproducts coming through. So our showers are gas chambers, basically. Oh, and then on top of it, my lead's 160 parts per billion. The only safe level is 0. So it's not just Flint. We're finding out through all the research with the NRDC and ACLU that there's 5,300 cities in Michigan that are lying and cheating on their lead tests. Or not in Michigan, in the United States, 5,300. So what can you do to help us? Tell everybody. Follow me. I'm Flintgate on Twitter because I am sort of creative. You can follow Flint Rising, whatareyoufightingfor.com. You can Google me. I'm always pointing and yelling. You can find me. That's what I do best now. And then always put the hashtag Flint Water Crisis and Justice for Flint. And also push your congressman because they've decided we don't need federal funding. Flint can wait because we don't deserve clean water. We're poor, so we don't matter. But also get your water tested and find out what's in your water because clear or not, it doesn't matter. Lead has no color. Most of these contaminants, no color. So please find out how your water's treated and please let me know. Like I said, you can message me, you can find me. Just share to the world that things aren't better. And don't forget Flint, because with all the media and all the trials and all the criminal charges, if we don't get fixed, nobody else is going to. And then we're going to look like this. Different pictures that people have sent me of their cities. It is not stopping, and it's an epidemic that we have to stop. So please, don't forget Flint. Please get yourself tested. Come talk to me, and just remember that when water is treated like a commodity, people die. Thank you.